right. So usually in the morning I usually read the Bible. But I didn't read it this morning. I got up, took my shower, got ready. I left the house and went to Dunkin' Donuts, grabbed me and my son. Well, I grabbed me some coffee and I grabbed my son some donuts. Hey, somebody got to enjoy the sugar around this joint. Yeah, and then I came back here and I was like, you know what? I'm going to record today. I'm going to do something different. And sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to step outside your comfort zone and do something different. Work with what you have. I have this camera. I have this setup. I have the means to do certain things regardless of whether I think I have time or not. And if you don't use what you have wisely, you miss the opportunities that God presents in front of you. All right. So let's read something. I don't know. Do I want to read that? Oh, man. All right. So I'm just going to read this and see where this leads me. Oh God, do not be silent. Do not be deaf. Do not be quiet, oh God. Don't you hear the uproar of your enemies? Don't you see that the arrogant enemies are rising up? They devise crafty schemes against your people. They conspire against your precious ones. Come, they say, let us wipe out Israel as a nation. We will destroy every memory of its existence. Yes, this was their unanimous decision. They signed a treaty as allies against you. These Edomites and Ishmaelites, Moabites and Haggites, Gibeonites and Ammonites and Amalekites, and people from Palestina and Tyre. Assyria has joined them too, and is allied with the descendants of Lot. Do to them as you did to the Midianites, and as you did to the Sisera and the Jabin at the Kishon River. They were destroyed at Endor, and their decaying corpses fertilized the soil. Let the mighty noble die as Oreb and Zeeb did. Let all their princes like Zebah and Zalmunna. For they said, let us seize for our own their pasture lands of God. O my God, scatter them like tumbleweed, like chaff before the wind. As a fire burns a forest, and as a flame sets mountains ablaze, chase them with your fierce storm. Terrify them with your tempest. Utterly disgrace them until they submit to your name, O Lord. Let them be ashamed and terrified forever. Let them die in disgrace. Then they will learn that you alone are called the Lord, that you alone are the Most High, supreme over all the earth. Oh, man. All right. So, where are we going with this morning? Lord, lead me. I don't know what I'm going to say. Yeshua's mighty name. Amen. All right, man. It is what it is. All right. And what you make it. All right. So I got another foundation, but the color is so off, so I got some other stuff too to counteract this. And that's this one right here. Hello Happy. It just seems more along the line of what I would like to use. But yeah, we're not going to be using that today. So what's the point? And even talking about it. I don't know. So today we're going to be going with this foundation here from... Do we want to use this one? That's a good question. Burt's Bees or... I like Burt's Bees too. All right, so I'm going to be using the Burt's Bees foundation. I haven't used this in a while because my skin got really tanned. Yeah, you see how light that is? Ooh, you know, I think I'm still a little bit too deep for this. Just because I look a little bit too deep, I'm also going to take this Remo foundation, and that's interesting how peachy that looks. And I'm going to be using this beauty sponge from Eco Tools. Anyway, so back to what I just read. It just kind of just made me think, because lately I've been in Psalms, and I opened it there, and I just kind of just left it there. I haven't really moved from there, and I haven't really been in Psalms much. It was something my mom always encouraged me to read. Psalms and Proverbs. Yeah, and I can't say it's something that I like ran to try to read. It just has not been. Anyway, what I noticed that's interesting in a lot of stuff I've been reading as of late is flower beauty. It's very interesting if you read that and instead of thinking of those people, think about your life. Think about how many times somebody has come up against you or try to come up against you or try to disgrace your name or shame you in some kind of way. Just think about it in that light. And I think you will see a lot of similarity to your life when you start looking at it that way instead of looking at it at, oh, these foreign people who, you know, this happened, I don't know how many thousands of years ago, and I can't relate to them because I'm not a Moabite, I'm not a this, I'm not a that, or I'm not an Israelite, or whatever you're thinking to yourself. And when you start thinking about it, these are the children of God, and they're showing you how they're talking to God. God, don't leave me. God, don't leave me where I'm at. God, don't let these people come against me and destroy me. Lord, come to my defense. Destroy them like the way you destroyed this. And they're remembering. They're remembering the times that, you know what, God came through. God came through all those other times, and they're naming it. They're remembering it. They're calling it to God's remembrance to let him know, you know what? I remember when you did this. I remember when you did that to those people that try to come up against us before, and those people that try to come up against us before. And you know what? Right now, it might be way more people together that's coming up against me, but you know what? God, I know you got it. God, I know you're going to destroy them like the way you destroyed them. And it's a way of reminding yourself and filling yourself with faith, more faith, because you're remembering the things that God has done before. So what are the things are you not remembering? What God has done before, what he's brought you through before. Bring them to your remembrance. Bring them to your remembrance and praise him for it and thank him for it. Because if he's done that before, if he's brought you out of that before, he's got you now. He's going to bring you out of that, whatever it is that you're at. But you need to be seeking him. You need to be doing his will. You need to be listening. You need to be trying not to do your own thing, which includes following his commandments. Go and sin no more. All right, let's blend this out. Oh, I mean, it's just, if you're in a place right now where you're just feeling overwhelmed, you're afraid of what's going to happen, start calling and remembering the things that God has done for you already. There's a part in the Bible I can say is Google it, because that's what I do. I remember what it's about. I don't remember the name, the verse, none of that stuff. But I remember the general, whatever it's generally about, and I Google it and I always find it. I love Google. Google is the bomb for that reason. This is looking really good. I'm going to be using the Be a Light palette from BECCA. And this one is in medium to deep. And that's this palette here. Oh, that's funny. On the mirror, I didn't notice that it says Be Humble. So I'm going to be using, I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe that's a bad idea. Yeah, I think maybe that's a bad idea. But maybe it's a good idea. I don't know. But you know, getting something wet on your pressed powders can actually make it not as great. I don't know. I don't think this is really bright. It's supposed to be like an all over the face thing. But you know, it does really make my face look pink. Maybe because it's still wet. Let's try to. It smells really good actually. Anyway, I'm using this Dew Care brush. And it does like, this part right here does give it like a little glow to your face. But anyway, let me just keep going. Because it's really my second time just using it. I just want to kind of get like the hang of it and see how I like it. And I'm pretty much treating it like, you know, it's like a powder to, not to really set, but to lightly set the center of, you know, like the T-zone area. Go to the shade right here. You know what? I really realized something. Don't run from God. Because, you know, it's easy to get into reading your Bible, and then somewhere along the way you get discouraged by stuff happening. I really like, you know what? It's funny. I really like this blush, and it's for some strange reason. But before, like trying to get me to like a burgundy wine mauve like blush, I don't know. And something with a sheen, I don't know if I would have said that's me. Let's try this all over powder right here. I don't want to go too crazy with it, but I think this palette, personally, I think it will look nice once I toned down my tan a little bit. I wanted to see if it was going to stick more to this foundation, because that was the problem I was having with the NYX. I felt like the powders wasn't sticking to the foundation. And yeah, definitely. I would say that it wasn't sticking. Like this just looks more blended. It still looks like it's moist along my skin. Yeah, and I'm not gonna use highlight. I think your look looks more youthful when you avoid highlight. How about that? That's my thought. You know what? I'm gonna try this pencil. This is from Wet n Wild. This is their Ultimate Brow Retractable Brow Pencil in medium brown. It's one of those pencils like the L'Oreal. Now, I did get this tip from somebody on my channel. I love it when you guys share tips, which is when you're done using it, just like rub it against something, maybe like a paper towel. Don't have the tip out too much and just rub it, and it'll flatten it out. So give it that flat edge again so you can continue using like you did before. Yeah, you're wasting product, but that's the way to sharpen it back up. But I do like the color. I will say that I like the color, and I do like the formula. Like I'm not mad at it. It's not too waxy. All right, there we go. I did it. I went ahead and pulled it in just a little bit and went ahead and flattened it out on the paper towel. And now it's sharp again. Now, quite personally, I do like to kind of set my brow, not count it. I do put some powder on there. This is from Bhcosmetics. This is their Pro Brow Palette. And I'm not going with a dark shade because I want to make sure that this is natural as possible and not looking crazy. I don't need a super dark brow, you know what I mean? Actually, it still looks pretty good. I don't know if I really need to clean it up. That's only if I want to be extra, I guess. All right, and then I'm just using this foundation brush here from the Vintage Cosmetic Company. I'm gonna start out with a bronzer. Why not? This is from Bhcosmetics. This is 240 because I just want to work on creating the eye shape. But I doubt I'll be doing a natural makeup look today. That's actually not my goal. I was thinking about being just a little colorful today. Why not? I'm going to be using Revenge on the bottom. Why not? I have on this red top. All right, and let's go to this color here. This is Culture. All right, I'm just grabbing a smaller brush so I can just see how much more I can define this right here. I want to deepen it. I'm thinking, do I want to do, no. What about doing a halo eye? Yeah, I like blending out the edge so it's easier to like fade and hide that color. If you don't blend it, it looks harsh when you add the foundation. The eyeshadow on is harder to blend it out to me. Let's go with Strut and Slay. Ooh, that's so pretty. All right, and then I'm gonna go with TF since I have like this yellow in my top. Oh, ooh, oh, you are, what? Okay, wow. I'm gonna use this little small flat brush. I love using for concealer and stuff like that. And I'm gonna use Unbothered. Maybe it's too bright. What do y'all think? So let's go in here with Revenge again. I'm just gonna staple it on and then blend. Why not? Let's put a little bit of Diva right here. Who says you can't do what you feel like doing? Let's go in with Played Out. I'm feeling that. That's kind of cute. I do want to like wet this down to make it look more glossy though. All right, I'm gonna take my little glycerin oil spray. Uh-oh, why is it looking like that? Is it coming off? Oh, you know what? We might have to let's reapply just a little bit. I see the little bit of the gold is slightly coming off onto the brush. Oh, this is looking like I probably should have used this brush. But anyway, looking nice and metallic. Let that dry. No, I'm gonna let that dry before I come back to it. I don't want to like clamp it with a curler and then it comes off on the curler. So for lips, you know what? I'm gonna go with the Deep Break Red. Y'all, I have got to find another Wet n Wild chestnut. Otherwise, we're gonna have to switch over to ColourPop. But I heard the pencils run out real quick, so I'm really like excited about that. You know what? We're just gonna use Wet n Wild Simmer Brown. I really didn't want to go this dark. I'm gonna just be real. I did not. Then I'm gonna go in with L'Oreal Infallible 358 Cowboy. I've been liking this color. I'm going to be using Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. I'm going to let the mascara dry. I'll apply a little bit more, but I'm going to use this brow gel from e.l.f. And this is in the shade Medium. I don't know if I can really say it locks my brows in, but I do like how it deepens the brow. Especially like after you start putting on like a whole bunch of powder and so forth. And it can cling to the brow hairs. So I really, really do like that. I don't know if I paid attention much to it actually keeping the brows in place, but I'm more using it for the color. But maybe I need to pay attention to that. I actually want to put on lashes, believe it or not. That's actually a rare occasion for me to actually want to do. I actually really like this. I like it because it's not too deep on the outside, you know what I mean? It's like it's subtle on the outside, but the pop is really, you know, on the inside. So I kind of like it. It's subtle, but it's nice. Yeah, next time I'm not gonna set this area with the thing. I'm just gonna dust it on, because the more powder you start to actually press on, the heavier your face looks, and I don't like that heavy look. Granted, you know, I could try to buff it out, but I'd just rather not go through that. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to go ahead and give it a thumbs up or leave your thoughts down below, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.